Hello, my name is Chetan and my student ID is 246705555. Here is my student ID. Thank you. So today I am here given the presentation on my project which I made in the unit of designing of user experience, and my project name is the boat, the interactive storybook. So now I am going to do the screen share. Yes. So the project is the boat. It's basically the journey through the storm. It's an interactive story. Now we are going to discuss the overview and the concept of the project. So in my project, I made an interactive storybook titled The Boat. So which is based on the story of Namely. I created on Unity to narrate the story of refugee family in the form of visuals, sound, and animation. I wanted to evoke people to experience such emotions as fear, hope, and relief. I made the design very basic to ensure that user can understand and they can easily emphasize on the message. The project made me realize how design and storytelling can be emotionally related to the users. Now we are going to discuss the UX principles and the designing process which we have done through the project. So in the development of this project, I used the user-centered design methodology. I updated myself on suggestion of my tutor on my assignment too, as he tell me like your background can be richer, and as I have done in project, there is a very less interactivity. So I worked on that and come with the upgraded version on this project now. I use the UX concepts such as consistency, feedback, and minimality to make the experience as plain as good as possible. I applied effects of hover and fade transitions and simple layouts to enhance usability. These upgrades render the project easier and smoother to use and give the users a better experience. On the whole, I got the know of effective UX design presupposes the balance between emotion and functionality. In slide 3, we are going to discuss the different emotions and interactions in every scene of my story. As we have a 5 slides in this video, every video have their different story. So I am going to play the video which I attach here. It will tell us all the journey of this project which we made. So basically, this is the home page. The simplicity and the clarity of UX principles were applied to designing of home page. To prevent confusion, I used a clean layout having a single start button. The emotional tone is defined by the sound of soft waves in the background, which serves as a contextual feedback to the user. As the mouse passes over the button, the color will change and providing visual the color feedback and detecting attention to the user. It has design that is concurrently consistent and minimalistic, thus simple enough to have start the story. I have also wanted the users to relax and eager navigate without any distraction by the unwarranted details. As in scene 1, we have seen like which was emotional and intuitive. People are leaving the home. The interface is made minimalistic. The user is simply required to press the button to activate the sounding of the horn. This puts the principle of learnability of the UX in force, such that the user finds an easy way to engage with additional guidelines. The low background noises of conversations allow establishing the impression of reality and being part of the world. The use of navigation button at the bottom. As we can see in the bottom, there is a navigation button, right? So, so the use of navigation button at the bottom facilitate the predictability and aid users to proceed the forward on the turn back with ease. This is also a feedback in design as user can know their click has been used and they can hear from the horn sounds. As we click on the left side, the text will come on the white color we can see they are whispered. There is a white text coming and whispered by the fan. Now in slide 2, we see that there is a storm. It's basically a sensory design. Just a second, I will show you. It's basically sensory design and responsiveness which will increase the emotions of the people who are in that boat at a time. As the user are clicking on the backgrounds, the screen flickers and thunder is heard and provide instant feedback. The camera is shaken, providing motion feedback, which enhances immersion. I adhere to the UX principle of interaction by training the storm into an by turning it into an interaction and giving a passive one. The design and structure of layout and buttons are continuation with the earlier scenes and it's a very user friendly and easy to use. Although the scene is dramatic and all interactions are linear and easy to avoid cognitive overload, it makes the user remain emotionally oriented but at the same time know what to do, right? Now, in the third scene, we are seeing what is happening inside the boat. By clicking on the sites, we will see that the text is coming automatically, which is done with the home, right? You see, like the text was coming in the sites, right? So the atmosphere of scene three, as we see, the people are inside the boat and they are noising and children are crying, right? I use the contrast both in images and sound, alternating loud storm noises with faint waves and murmurs. When the users click on the characters, dialogues are displayed with a typewriter effect in a white color on the sides, right side and the left side, displayed with a typewriter effects, with temporal feedback and the better readability. It's a natural behavior which is affordant and it's a very good for like one click an individual to use whatever they think. To promote consistency, I ensure that the layout and buttons remain in same place as previously to facilitate easy to use. This design assists the user to concentrate on emotion and empathy that were important aspects of emotional art design or we can say UX. Now we will see in the scene 4 when they arrive their destination, we will see their emotions. Just a second. Oh, what happening? So as we see in the scene 4, the arrival, people are happy and they are celebrating. This scene is basically of hope and recovery. I applied brighter colors, low lighting, and calm sounds to develop positive emotional delivery. When the user clicks on child's spite, he or she will cause hopeful dialogue. that provide interactive feedback, enhancing the interactions. The navigation buttons are also put on the same position to maintain the consistency, and users do not have to learn again how to use that system. This interaction design in this case, in the usability wherever design in this case, will increase the sense of optimism. I was focused on creating a feeling a relief and satisfaction in users, which is significant purpose of our user experience storytelling. Basically, I made this project very easy so that anyone who use this project, they do not face it difficult to use. And it will also provide a user a better experience. And there is a last scene in this project we made, that is reflection. So as we see in reflection scene is developed according to the principle of casual communication and the understanding with the user. It is plainly colored with a simple background and just three simple icons such as heart, wave, and the boat. As users are able to base their assumptions on what they should expect to click on within the symbols. It can also be applied to UX, which is founded or signifier. When clicking them, one will see brief, competent text with the emotional support of low-profile piano music composition. The continuity is also provided by the fact that the navigation button against are also the consistent. The design targets emotion, appeal, and therefore help the user to read the story in a meaningful manner using a clean and convenient interfaces. At the end, we see like people are happy and they are safe now. The text was coming in a white color on the left hand side, on the upper side. At last, we made a credit page. So at last, we made a credit page, which is basically the aspect of familiarity and closure in used in the credit page, where the end of journey is both a smooth end. The layout and the placement of button resemble the one which were employed in preceding scenes and are forcible. The background music is quite gentle and it creates continuity and emotional calmness in music. The button of restart has definite point of action because the user is given an choice on whether to reread the story or not. I employed the principle and aesthetic simplicity. I the intent of this final scenes to have received the last emotional connection and a certain level of satisfaction, which is unavoidable toward an educated UX flow. As we see, like background is grouped and the text are clearly visible, and we have a, at the end there is a back and there is a back and home buttons which are clearly visible in this picture. So now we are going on the next slide. Here we will go through the reflections and learning what we have learned during this project while we are working on that. So through this project, I was able to learn like how I will design, sound, and animation can transform or modify the user experience. I also developed my skills in Unity and Photoshop's learning to make transitions more seamless and good. Feedback by tutors allowed me to eliminate cutters and concentrate on emotional understanding. I also learned significance of empathy in UX design. The both the board was not only a story, but it demonstrated like how we can make people to relate with actual human experience, right? We can also know like what the empathy of the story and this user design. So I learned this while working on the project. I will learn a lot, and after the tutor feedback, I will work on my project and upgraded it a lot. At the last slide, like we have a references. So this first one is the like board, which will tell us like how the animations will working on that. And these are the references which we will use in this project. And this is the Unity link which we are working on the project, right? So thank you.